Morning, welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Louise Minchin.
Our headlines today. The Prime Minister's cautious four-part plan to lift the coronavirus lockdown.
It will begin on March the 8th, when it's expected schools in England will be allowed to fully reopen.
But a trip to the hairdresser or a gym could still be many weeks off.
Good morning. Could pubs like this one be weeks away from welcoming customers to outdoor space? We've been speaking to non-essential retailers desperate for news. Some of them say every day that they can't open is a day closer to closing for good.
A memorial service is held in New Zealand to mark the 10th anniversary of the earthquake in Christchurch, which left 185 people dead.
Manchester City win their 18th consecutive game. They beat Arsenal and are now 10 points clear at the very top of the Premier League.
Also, we're meeting the man who spent lockdown making the impossible seem real.
Good morning. After a bright start in eastern areas, rain already in central and western parts of the country will push east but leave a fair bit of sunshine behind, and it's going to remain mild for much of this week. I'll have all the details later in the programme.
Good morning. It's Monday, the 22nd of February. Our top story today. The Prime Minister's four-point plan to ease lockdown measures in England will be unveiled today.
The first changes will take place on March the 8th, when it's expected schools in England will be able to reopen to all pupils. It's also thought that more outdoor socialising will be allowed next month. Our political correspondent Helen Catt has the latest.
It's been 7 weeks since everyone in England was told once again to stay at home. Later, Boris Johnson will set out how he plans to start opening things up again. But he's warned his roadmap will be cautious. That means it's likely it'll be some time yet before we're back in the shops, the hairdressers or the pub. It's understood the roadmap will be built around 4 phases, each separated by several weeks. Phase 1 starts on March the 8th. It's understood all schools will reopen to all pupils, despite teaching unions' concerns. There might be a few days of flexibility built in, but not the sort of phased return that Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland have chosen. Outdoor clubs and activities run by schools can restart too. Allowing friends and family to start meeting again is also expected in Phase 1. So from the 8th of March, care home residents will be allowed to see 1 regular visitor indoors. It's also expected that 2 people will be allowed to meet in a public outdoor space for a coffee, a chat or a picnic instead of just for exercise. Then later in the first phase, on March the 29th, it's understood that groups of 6 or 2 households will be able to meet up. It'll have to be outdoors, but it can be in a private garden. Sports like golf, tennis and grassroots football are expected to start again too. It's at this point that it's thought the instruction to stay at home